Once upon a time, nestled in a valley cradled by misty mountains, lived a young woman named Elara. She wasn't just beautiful. She possessed a kindness that seemed to make the very wildflowers bloom brighter in her presence. But Elara carried a secret, a quiet sorrow that lived in the hollow of her chest. From birth, she had been unable to feel emotions. Joy, sadness, anger, love. They were just words to her, like colors to a person born blind. She learned to mimic them, to smile when others smiled, to offer a comforting hand when tears fell. But inside, there was only a placid emptiness. Her parents, the village baker and his wife, loved her dearly, but were pained by her condition. They consulted healers and wise women, who all shook their heads, speaking of a hollow heart that could not be filled. Despite this, Elara was beloved in the village. Her gentle nature and willingness to help everyone made her a friend to all. One day, a handsome prince named Liam, from a kingdom beyond the mountains, was traveling through the valley. He was known for his sharp mind and just rule, but also for a certain melancholy that often clouded his brow. His own heart felt heavy, burdened by the loneliness of his position and the memory of a great loss from his past. He stopped in the village for supplies, and his eyes met Elara's. He was immediately captivated by her serene beauty and the peaceful aura that surrounded her. Liam sought her out, and they began to spend time together. He told her of his kingdom, his duties, and the quiet ache in his soul. Elara listened, her face a mask of perfect empathy she had practiced for years. She told him of her life in the valley, carefully omitting the truth of her hollow heart. Liam, accustomed to the flattery and ambition of court, found her simple, undemanding company to be a soothing balm. He mistook her calm for contentment and her mimicry of care for genuine affection. Before long, Prince Liam was utterly enchanted. He believed he had found his soulmate, a queen who would bring peace and tranquility to his life and his kingdom. He proposed to Elara with a ring holding a diamond as clear as a mountain spring. The entire village rejoiced. A wedding between their dear Elara and a prince was like something out of a fairy tale. Elara, seeing the joy on her parents' faces and the hopeful look in Liam's eyes, accepted. She thought, perhaps this is what love is, making others happy. The wedding was a grand affair. Elara was a vision in a gown of white silk, but as she walked down the aisle, she felt nothing. She watched Liam's face, saw the adoration in his eyes, and mirrored it with a gentle smile. She said her vows, her voice steady and clear, but the words were hollow echoes in her soul. She was the hollow bride. Life in the castle was luxurious but isolating. Liam showered her with affection, bringing her gifts and sharing his deepest thoughts. Elara played the part of the devoted wife perfectly. She managed the household with grace, offered wise counsel when asked, and was a picture of regal composure. The court admired her, and the king was pleased with his son's choice. But Liam, in the quiet moments, began to notice something was amiss. He would tell a joke that made the whole court laugh, but Elara's laughter would die a moment too soon. He would share a story of his childhood sorrow, and her comforting touch felt rehearsed. There was a distance in her eyes, a placid sea he could never cross. He started to feel a different kind of loneliness, one that was even more profound because he was sharing his life with someone who seemed to be just beyond his reach. One evening, he confronted her. He sat by her side in their opulent chambers, the moonlight streaming through the window. "Elara," he began, his voice soft, "I love you more than words can say. But sometimes, I feel as if you are not truly here with me, as if I am speaking to a beautiful statue." Tears welled in Elara's eyes, but for the first time, they were not mimicked. They were real. The pressure of her long deception, combined with the genuine pain she saw in his face, a pain she was causing, cracked the dam of her emptiness. A single unfamiliar feeling pricked her heart. It was guilt. It was quickly followed by another, fear, the fear of losing him. "You are right," she whispered, the words tumbling out. "I'm so sorry, Liam. I have deceived you." She told him everything about her hollow heart, her inability to feel, her years of pretending. She explained that she had married him hoping that being a good queen and wife would be enough for him and for her. "I am hollow," she concluded, her voice breaking. "I cannot give you the love you deserve." Liam listened, his heart breaking not with disappointment, but with a sudden, overwhelming wave of compassion. All this time he had been lamenting his own loneliness, never imagining the profound isolation she must have endured her entire life. He saw not a deceiver, but a woman of incredible strength who had carried an impossible burden with grace. He looked at her, truly saw her for the first time, and realized his love for her had only deepened. It was no longer just for the serene woman he thought she was, but for the brave, complex, and struggling person before him. He reached out and took her hand. "Ilara," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "You are not hollow. Your heart is not empty. It's just been asleep. And tonight, it began to wake up. You felt sorrow. You felt fear. That is more real than any pretend happiness." He pulled her into an embrace, and for the first time, Ilara didn't have to pretend. She clung to him, the unfamiliar sensations of guilt and fear swirling within her. But now they were mingled with something else, a warmth spreading from where his arms held her. It was a feeling of being seen, of being accepted. It was the first glimmer of love. Their journey was not over. Ilara's heart did not magically fill with every emotion overnight. It was a slow, tentative process. Liam became her patient guide. He would point out the sunset and describe the awe it inspired in him. He would play a sad melody on the lute and explain the gentle melancholy it evoked. He didn't ask her to feel it, only to witness it with him. And slowly, painstakingly, she began to. A beautiful song might bring a prickle of something pleasant. A kind act from a servant might spark a flicker of gratitude. The laughter of children in the castle gardens brought a strange lightness to her chest. These feelings were like faint whispers, but they were there. Her heart was learning the language of emotion, one word at a time. Ilara, the hollow bride, became Queen Ilara, the compassionate. Her own experience of emptiness gave her a unique and profound understanding of the suffering of others. She and Liam ruled together, their love a quiet, steady flame built not on perfect harmony, but on patience, honesty, and acceptance. Their kingdom flourished under their joint rule, known for its justice and its kindness. Ilara never became a person of passionate highs or dramatic lows. Her emotional world remained a gentle, nuanced landscape, but it was hers. And she learned that a heart doesn't have to be loud to be full. Sometimes love isn't a roaring fire. It's a quiet, steady warmth that, once lit, can hold back the deepest cold. And in the arms of the man who chose to see her and love her for who she truly was, Ilara finally found her way home. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. If you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more tales that explore the heart. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Until next time, take care.